everyone. Welcome to our DBT skills group. I'm so happy to see all of you guys. This group is designed to give you an opportunity to learn and practice some emotional regulation skills in a group of your peers. Hopefully learn some coping strategies, things of that sort. I want to take a moment and kind of commend all of you guys for showing up today. I know it can be really nerve-wracking, anxiety-provoking to come to a space like this, and especially be vulnerable and share personal information. I get that that's very difficult. So I'm really proud of each and every one of you. You're showing a lot of bravery and strength and commitment to self-improvement, which is awesome and really lovely to see. But my name's Maria. I'm a counseling student at UTSA right now. I've worked in the mental health field for a few years. A fun fact about me, I really like doing yoga. It's my main and favorite coping skill. I actually learned about utilizing yoga as a coping skill in a DBT skills group, so it's kind of a full circle moment for me to be here leading you all today. I'm really excited to get to know all of you guys. Just kind of a little overview of what today's session is going to look like. I'm going to go over the goals of the group, what I hope you guys will get out of the group. We'll go over confidentiality briefly, and then towards the end, we'll go ahead and go around and do a little icebreaker just to kind of, get to know each other, all that good stuff. So nothing too crazy, nothing too nerve-wracking, I promise. Just a nice, chill, easy day today. But with that being said, I'll go over our goals super quick. So first and foremost, a big goal of the group is going to be learning coping skills to deal with emotional dysregulation. Next one's going to be learning to handle conflict in a healthy manner in our interpersonal relationships, our professional relationships, anything like that, family, that's always a big one. And then thirdly, to replace any maladaptive behaviors with more constructive ones. So those are going to be the goals of our group. I'm really excited. Like I said, I've seen the real life impact of these skills, and I do really think each and every one of you is going to get something really valuable out of this. So we'll move into confidentiality next. I know you guys kind of read about this already in your intake packet, but I do think it's important to kind of go over it verbally in the group setting, just so that we're all on the same page. As you know, confidentiality is going to be the law that protects your privacy. So anything that is said in this room should stay in this room. I can guarantee that I will never share any of your personal information. I am not allowed to do so unless I have written consent from you. There are going to be a few exceptions to that, which I'll go over in a second. But briefly, I just want to touch on, why I feel like confidentiality is important, especially in an environment like this. Like I said, it's nerve-wracking to come here. It's nerve-wracking to be vulnerable. And so this kind of helps us all be able to trust each other. I want y'all to feel safe and secure in this environment. So I just want you to know that your information is safe here, and I want us all to kind of keep that in mind so that we can hopefully build like a really nice, trusting environment with each other. That being said, like I said, there are some exceptions, some legal and ethical exceptions to confidentiality that I'll go over. The first would be if I have reason to believe that there is a child or a vulnerable adult in a neglectful or abusive situation. I would need to break confidentiality and report that to, someone like a social worker. The second would be if I had reason to believe that you are a danger of harm to yourself or a danger of killing yourself, danger to others, at risk of killing others. I would need to report that. I would always try to collaborate with you so we could come up with a solution that feels good for both of us. So some things could look like, safety plans, contacting family members, hospitalization, that kind of thing. But I would always want to, collaborate with you first so that we can, come up with something that feels good for both of us. Third instance would be if I am ever ordered by a judge in a court of law to release any confidential information. Again, I would always try to consult with you first. But even if I couldn't, no matter what, I will always try to narrow the scope of what I'm disclosing to only the most relevant, necessary information. Fourth, particularly pertaining to this environment, I can guarantee my confidentiality, but just since we are in a group setting, I cannot guarantee that everyone in the group will keep your information confidential. However, like I said, I want this to be a secure and safe environment. So I do ask all of us to kind of really commit to keeping everything that's said in here private. So all that being said, if you have any questions, comments, concerns about confidentiality, now's the time to ask. But if not, we can go ahead and move on to the icebreaker. So everybody's good? Okay, awesome, cool. Okay, so today, our little icebreaker, in group we like to call this rounds. It's exactly what it sounds like. I ask a question and we go around and answer and kind of discuss, talk, all that good stuff. You always, always, always have a right to pass. You never have to share anything you don't want to. I might come back to you at the end and just double check and make sure you don't want to share, because sometimes it just takes us a minute to think of what we want to say. But, if I come back and you're still not ready and you still don't want to share, that's totally cool. No worries. I encourage y'all to, share things, to push yourselves, just because, again, the more you engage, I think the more you'll get out of it. But never push yourselves too far. Anything that you want to keep private, totally cool with me. So, that being said, our question today is, what is something that has happened this week that made you happy? And anyone can start, whoever wants to be brave and take us away.
I can start. Something that made me happy this week is I was able to get off work and come home to visit my family, and I got to see my cat.
Cool. So it sounds like you got to make a trip to visit some people that mean a lot to you, your cat included, your parents, and you seem really happy about that. Cool. Thank you so much for sharing and being the first one. I appreciate that.
So my happy. Uh, Today, I guess happy because my dog is acting more herself today. So earlier yesterday, anyway, she's just been kind of sick for a bit. And so we had to get x-rays and she had to like have anesthesia and it was the whole thing. And she doesn't react that well to that.
Mm-hmm.
So she's kind of really out of it for the last 24 hours. So it's nice to see her normal again and like just happy. So that's good.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, I'm sorry that she's going through that. But it sounds like she's taking a turn for the better, and I can see that she really means a lot to you. It sounds like you have a really special bond with her, and it seems like you're, happy that she's doing better. So thank you guys both so much for sharing. I really appreciate y'all's vulnerability. And it sounds like both of you guys have had moments this week where you got to connect with people or animals you really care about that clearly mean a lot to you. So thank you so much for that. As you guys were sharing, who did you feel kind of a connection with, their experience, their feelings?
I felt connected with Amanda. So I think...
Jessica, do you mind speaking directly to Amanda? Thank you.
Yeah. Amanda, like I felt connected just in terms of like you're excited to see your cat, like the animal thing, and like I'm super, close with my dog, like really strong connection, kind of like what Maria was saying. So yeah, I totally understand how that could like really make you happy.
I know I connected with you too. I know what it's like to have one of my pets going through health issues, and I know that it's so stressful and it always makes me sad. So I'm happy that your dog is doing better today.
Thank you. Yeah, me too.
Thank you guys for sharing with each other.
That was good.
Wait, hold on.